Will these dividend stocks make me rich? Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the 1K dividend account challenge where I am putting dividends to the test to see if it's actually a good way to make money in the market, see if it can outperform the S&P 500, Tesla, Amazon. We're going to find out hopefully by the end of this year. This is the February update for the account. So if you guys are new to the challenge, what I did was I put $1,000. I split that between 10 different high yielding dividend stocks and ETFs, and I'm tracking their progress. I'm tracking how much money they pay out in dividends, the price change, if they go up in value, down in value. I have some crazy ones in here. I have some consistent ones. I have some dividend kings, and we're going to see how all of these compete against each other and find out which dividend stock will perform the best in 2024, at least of these ones in the account. So February was a really, really good month. Let's go ahead and jump straight into Robinhood and take a look at the price action of these stocks. Typically, February in the market is a little bit meh. It's not a great month. It's not a bad month, but for our dividend stocks, this thing has done extremely well. And for Bitcoin, of course, I own 0.000023 Bitcoin. So yeah, you could say that I'm pretty rich. But besides Bitcoin, our stocks have been doing phenomenally well. Up in the past week, 27.71, and on the month, up $43 and almost 4.7% gain just in the last month. Now you may be asking, but you're still negative, and yes, that is true because January was awful. We saw the dip where at one point we were at $1,026 and we dipped all the way down to $905. We were at over a 9% loss at one point with these stocks. So they're all over the place. It's kind of interesting because you expect dividend stocks to be a little bit safer, a little bit less up and down, but not these dividend stocks. And let me tell you why. We have some safe ones. We have ARCC, JEPQ, SPYI, some pretty good safe ones. And then we have CONY, which is a yield max fund. We have Main Street Capital. We have 3M, which took a crazy hit. We have Vici, which is a newer REIT, but honestly, I'm so big on REITs right now. I've been loving them. Leggett and Platt, one of our dividend kings, took a beating. And then we have MPW, which has been climbing back. If you guys have not seen my latest video on MPW, go check that one out. I'll link them below. I have a 5-minute DD and how many shares you'd need to make 500 a month from MPW, which it's really insane. The yield right now is like 15.5%, and it is beaten down. It is higher risk, but to be honest, I'm hopeful. I do own it, so I'm definitely biased, so don't take my word for it. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. Got to say that at least twice in every video. And then we have TSLY. So we do have two really risky funds in here between CONY, TSLY, those yield max funds. The price has been awful. The dividends have been great. But with this account, my goal was to mix it up a little bit. So we do have some covered call ETFs. And then, like I said, we have the dividend kings with 3M and Leggett and Platt. And then we have a lot of REITs between Vici and ARCC. Another covered call ETF is SPYI, which has been actually killing it lately. That one's really interesting. It's one that I didn't do a lot of research on before putting it into this stock, into this portfolio, but it's been kind of killing it. I was a little bit surprised by that. And then as we can see, like the price action of each of these, JEPQ is one of the highest. Coney is up $10, almost $11 with those dividends. It has to be because of the dividends because the price action has not been good. Last I checked, CONY was negative, so I'm actually kind of shocked right now. And when did it jump? Did it jump today? We're going to find out. Main Street Capital is up $7. 3M is down by a significant amount, 1660, which is really crazy because this is supposed to be the dividend king. This is supposed to be the safe pick. And Leg is $5 worse even. So far, the worst performing stocks in the account are actually the dividend kings, which is not what I was expecting. And I know that the first couple months of the year are usually worse, but that was really surprising to me. So we've seen this thing just continue to trail up over the last month. You know, we had lows of, again, below 905, and now we're currently sitting at 969. Haha. It always ends on 69 somehow, and I don't do that on purpose. I don't know what. It's not my fault, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into the dividend tracker and see just how many dividends have been paid out and if it was more or less than what was anticipated. So I did have to fix one thing with ticker TSLY and CONY. For some reason, the auto reinvest thing is not working for those covered calls, which I understand because they're pretty funky. But total value, this is a little bit lower than it actually is. We're at 969. I already made a joke about that. But scrolling down, we can see exactly the change that we've seen with these stocks, not just the day change, but our P&L. So our P&L, we are still down $4 in just the overall price of CONY, but because we have dividends that were reinvested, our market value is $110, almost $111. So the important metric here is this right here, is our market value. This is what we want to see going up. And so let's talk about the ones that are doing well. CONY is up. So we are in the positive, even though this says our total is still negative, we are positive based off the initial 100 we started with. TSLY negative by about $12, which is a bummer for sure. SPYI is up $4. JEPQ is almost up $7. Really surprised by this one. I mean, JEPI was one of the winners of last year, so I'm not fully surprised, but JEPQ is killing it as well. Main Street Capital, beautiful. MPW is down $13, 12.5, which isn't terrible, and the dividend yield is like 14% now because the price has just been running lately. Like, it's up 6% today. It had a 10% day the other day. ARCC is up $3, and it's like a, what did the yield say? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull off the average price and see if that shows us the dividend yield. So our dividend yield, yes. CONY is 50%, TSLY 51%, SPYI is 12%, which is pretty wild. JEPQ 7.7, Main Street Capital 6, MPW, 13.7. ARCC is at 9.5. Which is really high for a company that's extremely popular and that people have a lot of trust in. I am one of those people. I'm not knocking the stock. I love it, but that's still pretty wild that it's that high of a yield. I wasn't aware that it had gone that high. And we're still up $3 on it. 3M is down. So, okay, first few months of the experiment, these Dividend Kings are not it. They are not doing it for me. I thought I should put a bunch of money into Altria and Leggett and Platt and BMI and all these crazy good companies, but they're just dying. They're just dying on us. Was that a millennial pause moment right there? It might have been. Don't tell anybody. I'm not even a millennial. Vici is 5.6%, so pretty good. No complaints about that. And then we have, we have Leg with a near 9%, but again, it is down 12. No, that's $22. That is insane. Yeah, so 3M and Leg are our worst performers. MPW, Medical Property Trust, a company that is down 80% over the course of the last 3 years, is doing better than our Dividend Kings. You know, it's pretty wild. So this dividend payout calendar, we'll jump to here. We'll go back a month. So we are still seeing a year-to-date income of $36.50, which is phenomenal. From $1,000, I've made almost $37 in 2 months. Money makes money, guys. That's all I'm going to tell you. A monthly average of $14, which is great. March income, that's anticipated. So our March income is anticipated to be a little bit higher, and then April is going to be some good months. We can see that these months that we still get $11 just from our monthly payers, and then when our quarterly payers help out, they help out quite a bit. So I added together all of our gains so far. So we had JP Morgan, which paid at 69 cents. I told you I didn't do that on purpose. I don't know why it's always 69 everything. We have CONY with the $4.83 dividend. Then we have YieldMax's TSLY with the $3.75. Two good dividends. They're paying out monthly, no complaints. Main Street Capital paid out 56 cents. That was on the 15th. And on the 23rd, SPYI paid out $1.03. Now, the important thing to note is that when SPYI first started paying me dividends, it was paying me $1.01. So with reinvesting, I've already earned 2 pennies a month extra. Imagine what you would do if you had 2 pennies. Just think about that. That's the financial guru of dividends that I am. Gaining 2 pennies in a month. Try and beat that. I'm not even joking. Passive income. In like a year, I'm going to be a millionaire. Just watch. So total, $10.63. It was a bit lower than our first month, our January month, which was a decent month. But what was January fully? Yeah, January was an insane month with almost $26 in dividends, mostly from CONY and TSLY. Coney paid out $12.11, 3 times what it paid out in February, and then Tesla paid out $5.16, about $1 more than what it paid out in February. So we had almost $23 from January 8th to the 14th, but we did have a ton of stocks paying out dividends at that time, so it's expected. All in all, February wasn't a terrible month. It is our lowest so far with our total income of $10. Where did it go? Bring it back up. $10.63 compared to $25.68, which was January. I'm not even 100% sure on that. I just looked at it. You can go back and check if you want to. So we've halved our dividends so far, which brings our monthly average down to $14.16. But still, we're anticipated to have $170 in dividend income by the end of this year, which I think would be phenomenal. And I'm not sure how Dividend Tracker adds all this up. Is that anticipating what we're going to make based off of the dividends that we're going to get and reinvest? I don't know. Is that number going to go up? Is it going to go down? We'll be able to track that throughout this video series, which I'm really, really excited for, and just to see how these stocks perform. So these, again, not all of these are stocks that I would buy in my own private account. Some of these I do own, and I'm definitely biased to those, but some of these I definitely would not own, and you probably know the ones I'm talking about. But all in all, guys, I hope you guys enjoy these kind of videos. If you do hit the like button, that helps me out a bunch. I would love it if we could get like 50 likes on this video and beat last videos of, I think it was like 48. So even 49 would be amazing. I really appreciate you guys for watching. If you are interested in seeing how this series plays out, as well as seeing the 6-month compilation of how well we're doing and the 12-month where I'll add up all the dividends paid out from each stock total and tell you guys so you see exactly how much money you actually make from owning these stocks, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a bunch, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next month for our March dividend account recap.